Chosen ones, please don't ignore this. Something massive is coming, and it's happening sooner than you think. Your life is about to be shaken to its core, not by chaos, but by a divine shift that will realign every part of your being with God's unshakable plan. This isn't a distant promise or a vague hope. It's a reality unfolding right now, and you've been called to step into it. You're not here by chance. You're here because God has marked you for a transformation that will ripple through your world and beyond. Get ready, your story is about to change forever. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet stirring in your soul, like a whisper telling you something bigger is on the way. It's not just a feeling, it's God preparing you for what's coming. The signs are all around you. The way certain doors have closed, the way challenges have tested you, the way your heart keeps pulling you towards something greater. These aren't random, they're markers of a divine setup. A moment where heaven is aligning to pour out blessings you can't yet fully grasp. Your life isn't meant to stay small or stuck. You're chosen. And that means God is orchestrating a breakthrough that will redefine everything. Right now, I need you to pause and do something powerful. Hit that like button, subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls, and leave a comment with the number 777. That number carries divine energy, a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive what God has prepared. Don't skip this. It's a step of faith that activates the blessings waiting for you. When you comment 777, you're declaring that you're open to the transformation that's already in motion. Think about the moments in your life when you felt like giving up. Maybe it was a financial struggle that kept you awake at night, a relationship that drained your spirit, or a dream that seemed to slip further away with every step. Those weren't accidents. They were tests, refining you like gold in a fire. God doesn't let His chosen ones walk through trials without purpose. Every hardship you've faced has been shaping you for this exact moment, where the weight of the past falls away and you step into a future filled with promise. The shaking that's coming isn't to break you, it's to break open the doors to your destiny. Picture this: a seed buried in the dark, pressed down by the weight of the earth. It doesn't look like much, does it? But beneath the surface, it's gathering strength, ready to burst through and become something magnificent. That's you right now. The struggles, the doubts, the moments you felt overlooked, they were the soil God used to plant you. Now, the season is changing, the ground is trembling, and you're about to break through into a life of abundance, purpose, and divine favor. This isn't just a change, it's a rebirth, and it's happening faster than you can imagine. Let's talk about what's coming. It's not just a better job, a healed relationship, or a financial windfall, though those may be part of it. What's coming is a complete realignment of your life with God's perfect will. You'll start to notice things falling into place in ways that defy logic. People who once ignored you will seek you out. Opportunities you never expected will appear out of nowhere. Your health, your energy, even the way you carry yourself, it's all going to shift. This is God's promise to His chosen. When He moves mightily, and no force can stop it. I need you to claim this now. Drop 777 inches the comments again, chosen ones. Let the heavens know you're ready for what's about to unfold. This isn't just a number, it's a declaration that you're aligned with God's timing. You're not waiting for permission or perfection. You're stepping into this moment with faith, knowing that what's coming is already yours. Have you ever noticed how the greatest stories in history always involve a turning point? Think of Joseph, sold into slavery, betrayed by his own brothers. He could have given in to despair, but he held fast to his faith. And when the time came, God lifted him from a prison cell to a palace, placing him in a position of power no one could have predicted. Your turning point is here. The shaking that's coming isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to elevate you. God is repositioning you for a role only you can fill, a purpose only you can carry. You might be wondering, why now? Why is this happening so fast? Because God's timing is perfect, and you've been prepared for this season. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've shed, every moment you chose faith over fear, those were deposits in a divine account, and now it's time to collect. The blessings headed your way aren't just for you. They're meant to overflow, touching your family, your community, even strangers you'll never meet. You're not just receiving, you're becoming a vessel for God's glory. Let's be real for a second. The world can be loud, full of voices telling you to doubt, to settle, to shrink, but you're not built for that. You're a chosen one, marked by God for a mission that shakes the foundations of the ordinary. When those voices come, and they will remember this, no one can dim the light God has placed in you. The shaking that's coming will silence the noise, clear the clutter, and reveal the path you were always meant to walk. You're not just surviving this moment, you're stepping into your calling. One more time, Chosen One's comment 777 below. Let it be your battle cry, your statement of faith. You're not just watching this video, you're claiming your place in God's plan. This number isn't random, it's a symbol of divine completion, a reminder that God finishes what He starts. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning, and what's coming will leave you in awe. Now, let's talk about the shaking itself. It might feel unsettling at first. Maybe a job ends unexpectedly, or a relationship shifts in ways you didn't plan. Maybe you're being called to step out in faith, to leave something comfortable for something greater. Don't fear the shake-up. It's God clearing out what no longer serves His purpose for you. Think of a house being renovated before the beauty comes. The old walls have to come down. That's what's happening in your life right now. The old is being torn away to make room for something extraordinary. You're not alone in this. God doesn't shake things up and then walk away. He's right there, guiding every step, catching every fall. When you feel the ground move beneath you, trust that it's Him rearranging your life for something better. The Bible says in Psalm 55:22, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." You're not just chosen, you're protected, held, and carried through every change. What's on the other side of this shaking? Freedom, not the kind the world promises, tied to money or status, but a deeper freedom that comes from living in alignment with God's will. You'll wake up each day with a sense of purpose that no one can take away. You'll walk into rooms and change the atmosphere just by being there. Your words, your actions, even your presence, they'll carry a weight that draws others to the light within you. This is what it means to be chosen. Let's talk about your heart for a moment. You've carried burdens maybe for years. You've loved deeply, fought hard, and given more than you thought you had. Those sacrifices haven't gone unnoticed. God sees every moment you chose to keep going, to keep believing, to keep trusting. And now He's about to reward you in ways that will heal those wounds and fill those empty places. The shaking is His way of making space for blessings that are bigger than your pain. Comment 777 one last time. Chosen ones. Let it seal your commitment to this moment, to this truth, to this divine shift. You're not just hoping for change, you're claiming it. You're not just dreaming of a better life, you're stepping into it. This number is your reminder that God's plan is perfect, and you're right in the center of it. Now, imagine this, a life where fear no longer holds you back, a life where every step feels guided, every decision clear. That's what's coming. You're not chasing success or begging for breakthroughs. They're chasing you because God has already spoken your name over them. The opportunities, the connections, the miracles, they're already on their way. Your job is to stay ready, to keep your heart open, to trust that what's happening is bigger than you can see. Think about Esther in the Bible. She was an ordinary woman, yet God placed her in a position to save her people. She didn't seek the spotlight, but when the moment came, she stepped into it with courage. You're standing at your own Esther moment right now. The shaking you feel is God positioning you for a purpose that will change lives. You don't need to know every detail. Just trust that He's leading you to exactly where you're meant to be. This isn't about striving or forcing things to happen. It's about surrendering to God's flow. When you let go of control, you make room for His miracles. You've seen it before, those moments when things worked out in ways you couldn't explain. A door opened at the last second, a need was met just in time. That's God's hand, and it's moving in your life right now, preparing you for a season of overflow that will leave you speechless. You might be thinking, what if I'm not ready? Here's the truth. You're more ready than you know. Every trial you've faced has built strength you didn't realize you had. Every prayer you've prayed has laid a foundation for what's coming. God doesn't call the perfect, He calls the willing. And you, chosen one, have already shown you're willing by being here, by listening, by believing. That's enough. He'll handle the rest. The shaking that's coming isn't just about you, it's about the legacy you'll leave. Your breakthrough will inspire others. Your courage will light the way for someone lost in the dark. Your faith will show the world what's possible when you trust God's plan. You're not just walking through this for yourself. You're walking it for everyone who will see your life and know that miracles are real. Let's talk about the practical side of this. As this divine shift happens, you'll start to notice changes in how you think. Where you once saw obstacles, you'll see opportunities. Where you once felt doubt, you'll feel certainty. This isn't just a spiritual change, it's a mental one. God is renewing your mind, giving you clarity to make decisions that align with His will. You'll find yourself acting with boldness, speaking with authority, and moving with purpose. And don't be surprised if people start to notice the way you carry yourself, the peace in your eyes, the confidence in your step. It's going to draw attention. Some will be inspired, others might not understand. That's okay. Not everyone is meant to walk your path, but those who are meant to join you, new friends, mentors, partners, they'll show up at the right time, drawn by the light God is amplifying in you. This is a moment to anchor yourself in faith. The shaking can feel intense, but it's not here to harm you. It's here to propel you. Think of a rocket launching into space. It shakes violently before it breaks free of the Earth's pull. That's you right now. The tremors you feel are the force of God launching you into a new orbit, a place where you'll soar higher than you ever thought possible. You've been carrying dreams in your heart, maybe for years. Dreams of a better life, a deeper purpose, a lasting impact. Those dreams aren't just wishes, they're seeds God planted in you. And now, the season for those seeds to grow is here. The shaking is breaking up the hard ground, making room for those dreams to take root and flourish. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Step into this moment with expectation. Here's something to hold on to. God's promises never fail. The Bible says in Numbers 23:19, God is not human, that He should lie, not a human being, that He should change His mind. What He's spoken over your life is as certain as the sunrise. The shaking you're about to experience is proof that His word is coming to pass. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And that when is closer than you think. You might feel like you've been waiting forever, like the promises are taking too long. But God's timing isn't your timing. He's been working behind the scenes, aligning people, places, and circumstances to bring His plan to life. The delay wasn't a denial, it was preparation. Every moment you've spent waiting has been building the faith you need to step into what's coming. Let's talk about the abundance waiting for you. This isn't just about money, though financial breakthroughs are part of it. It's about an overflow of peace, joy, and purpose. You'll find yourself waking up with a lightness you haven't felt in years. Problems that once seemed insurmountable will start to shrink in the face of God's power. You'll see solutions where you once saw dead ends, because God is making a way where there was no way. And don't be surprised if your body starts to reflect this change. The stress that's weighed you down, the exhaustion that's drained your energy, it's going to lift. You'll feel stronger, more vibrant, like a weight has been removed. This isn't just physical, it's spiritual. God is renewing you from the inside out, making you a living testimony of His power. People will look at you and wonder what's different, and you'll know it's Him. This shaking isn't just about what you gain, it's about what you let go of. Old habits, toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, they've held you back long enough. God is clearing them out, not to punish you, but to free you. You can't carry the baggage of the past into the future He's prepared. Let it go. Trust that what He's removing is making space for something far greater. You're standing at a crossroads right now. One path leads to the familiar, the same routines, the same struggles, the same doubts. The other path leads to the unknown, a place where God's promises are waiting to unfold. It's scary to step into the unknown, but it's also where the miracles happen. Choose the path of faith. Choose to believe that what's coming is worth the shaking. Let's talk about your purpose. You weren't created to just get by. You were created to shine, to reflect God's glory in a world that desperately needs it. The shaking that's coming is preparing you to step fully into that purpose. It's not about being perfect. It's about being faithful. Every step you take in trust is a step toward becoming the person God always meant you to be. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't need to know every detail of how this will happen. Your job is to show up, to say yes to God's call, to keep moving forward even when the ground feels unsteady. He's already mapped out the path. He's already prepared the way. All you need to do is walk it. The shaking that's coming will reveal things you didn't see before. Hidden opportunities, unexpected allies, new strengths within yourself. They're all waiting to be uncovered. Think of a storm clearing away debris to reveal a treasure buried beneath. That's what God is doing in your life. The storm might feel chaotic, but it's uncovering the riches He's placed within you. You've been through seasons of waiting, seasons of pain, seasons of doubt. But this is your season of breakthrough. The shaking is the sign that the old is passing away and the new is being born. You're not just surviving this, you're thriving through it. You're stepping into a life that reflects God's glory in ways you never imagined. Let's talk about the people around you. Some will celebrate this change, others might pull away. That's okay. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into this new season. God is bringing the right people into your life, those who will support you, challenge you, and lift you higher. Trust Him to sort it out. The ones who stay are the ones He's chosen for this part of your journey. And don't forget the impact you're having, your faith, your courage, your willingness to embrace this shaking. It's not just changing your life, it's inspiring others. Someone is watching you, seeing your strength, and finding the courage to keep going. Your story is a light in their darkness, a reminder that God's promises are real. This is a moment to pause and reflect. You've come so far, chosen one. You've faced battles that would have broken others. You've kept your faith when it would have been easier to give up. That's not weakness, that's power. That's the kind of strength that only comes from God. And now, He's about to reward you in ways that will take your breath away. The shaking that's coming is a divine invitation. It's God calling you to step out of the old and into the new. It's Him saying, "I've seen your faith, and I'm ready to move." You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to question if you're enough. You are chosen, and that's all the qualification you need. Imagine waking up a year from now, looking back at this moment. You'll see how the shaking was the start of something beautiful. You'll see how every challenge led to a victory, every tear to a testimony. You'll stand taller, shine brighter, and know without a doubt that God was with you every step of the way. That's the life waiting for you. You're not just a dreamer, you're a doer. You're not just hoping for change, you're claiming it. The shaking that's coming is God's way of saying, it's time. Time to let go of what's held you back. Time to step into the abundance He's promised. Time to become the person you were always meant to be. And here's the truth, you're already on your way. The fact that you're here, listening, believing, it's proof that God's hand is on you. The shaking isn't a punishment, it's a promotion. It's God lifting you higher, placing you in a position to reflect His glory in ways that will change the world around you. Let's talk about what this looks like in your everyday life. You'll start to notice small shifts, moments of clarity, unexpected opportunities, a sense of peace that doesn't make sense given your circumstances. These are the first signs of the shaking, the early tremors of God's power moving in your life. Pay attention to them. They're clues to the bigger picture He's painting. You might be wondering how to prepare for what's coming. It's simple. Stay open. Keep your heart soft, your faith strong, and your eyes fixed on God. Pray for wisdom to recognize the doors He's opening. Trust your instincts when they tell you to move. And don't be afraid to let go of what's no longer serving you. God's got you covered. This shaking isn't just about what happens to you, it's about what happens through you. Your life is a testimony, a living proof of God's faithfulness. Every step you take in faith is a declaration to the world that He is real, His promises are true, and His power is unstoppable. You're not just living for yourself, you're living for His glory. And don't let the size of this moment overwhelm you. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect. God chose you, not because you're flawless, but because you're faithful. He sees your heart, and He knows you're ready for what's coming. Trust that. Lean into it. Let it carry you forward. The shaking that's coming will change how you see yourself. You'll start to realize you're not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your limitations. You're defined by God's call on your life. You're not just another person, you're a chosen one, marked for a purpose that's bigger than you can imagine. Embrace that identity. Let it shape how you move through the world. And as you move, expect miracles. Not just big, flashy ones, but quiet, steady ones too. A conversation that shifts your perspective, a connection that opens a door, a moment of peace that feels like a gift. These are the ways God shows up, reminding you that He's in control, even when the ground feels unsteady. You're standing on the edge of something new, chosen one. The shaking is just the beginning. It's God's way of waking you up to the life He's prepared for you. Don't shrink back. Don't doubt. Step forward with faith, knowing that what's coming is greater than anything you've left behind. This is your moment. The shaking is your signal. God is moving, and He's moving for you. The life you've dreamed of, the purpose you've sensed, the abundance you've prayed for, it's all closer than you think. Get ready, chosen one. Your story is about to take a turn that will leave you in awe. Let's talk about the fire inside you. You've always had it, this spark that refuses to go out, no matter how hard life has tried to dim it. That fire is God's gift, a piece of His divine energy burning in your soul. The shaking that's coming? It's not here to put out that fire, it's here to fan it into a blaze. You're about to step into a season where that inner light will shine so brightly, it'll change everything around you. People will feel it. Opportunities will find it. Your purpose will be fueled by it. You've walked through moments that tested your resolve. Times when the world told you to give up, to play it safe, to settle for less. But you didn't. You kept that fire alive, even when it was just a flicker. That's why you're chosen, because you've held on to faith when others would have let go. Now, God is about to pour fuel on that flame. The shaking is His way of clearing the clutter, so your light can burn without restraint, illuminating the path He's set before you. Picture a forest after a fire. It looks barren at first, doesn't it? But beneath the ashes, new life is already taking root. The shaking in your life is like that fire sweeping away what's dead, making room for growth you can't yet see. You might feel exposed or uncertain as the old burns away, but trust this. God is planting something new in the cleared space. Your dreams, your calling, your purpose, they're about to take root in ways that will surprise you. You're not just waiting for change, you're becoming it. The shaking is reshaping you, not just in spirit, but in every part of your life. You'll notice it in the way you think, the way you speak, the way you move. There's a boldness growing inside you, a certainty that wasn't there before. It's God's hand, molding you into a vessel for His glory. You're not just surviving this season, you're being forged into someone who will leave a mark on the world. Let's talk about the doors that are opening. They're not the kind you force your way through. These are doors God Himself is swinging wide, and they're leading to places you never thought you'd go. Maybe it's a new career that aligns with your passion. Maybe it's a relationship that restores your hope. Maybe it's a chance to step into a role you never felt qualified for. Whatever it is, these doors are yours, marked with your name, and they're closer than you think. You might feel like you're not ready for what's behind those doors. That's normal, but here's the truth. God doesn't open a door until you're prepared to walk through it. Every challenge you've faced, every lesson you've learned, they've been training you for this moment. You're not stepping into the unknown blindly. You're stepping into a future God has already mapped out, and He's walking with you every step of the way. Think about David facing Goliath. He didn't look like a warrior. He didn't have the armor or the experience, but he had faith, and that was enough. The shaking in your life is your Goliath moment. It's big, it's intimidating, but it's no match for the God who's fighting for you. You're not just facing this moment, you're conquering it, because the same power that raised Jesus from the dead is alive in you. And don't be surprised if this shaking stirs up opposition. When God starts moving in your life, not everyone will celebrate. Some will question your change, doubt your calling, or try to pull you back to who you used to be. That's okay. Their resistance isn't about you, it's about their own fears. Keep your eyes on God. The shaking is separating what's meant for you from what's not. and those who can't handle your light will fall away. You're stepping into a season of clarity. Things that used to confuse you will start to make sense. Questions you've carried for years will find answers. The shaking is like a lens coming into focus, showing you the bigger picture God has been painting all along. You'll see why certain things happened, why certain doors closed, why certain dreams had to wait. It's all been leading to this, a moment where everything aligns with His purpose. Let's talk about your influence. You might not see it yet, but you're already changing lives. The way you carry yourself, the faith you hold on to, the hope you refuse to let go of, it's inspiring people you may never meet. The shaking that's coming will amplify that influence. Your words will carry more weight, your actions more impact. You're becoming a beacon, a light that others will follow, even if you don't realize it yet. And here's something practical. Start paying attention to the small moments, the conversations that feel significant, the ideas that spark in your mind, the opportunities that seem to come out of nowhere. These are God's whispers, guiding you toward what's next. The shaking isn't just about big, dramatic changes. It's about the quiet shifts that prepare you for them. Trust those nudges. They're leading you somewhere extraordinary. You've been carrying a vision in your heart, maybe for so long you've started to doubt it. But God hasn't forgotten. The shaking is His way of bringing that vision to life. It's not just a dream, it's a blueprint, a plan He placed in you before you were born. The Bible says in Habakkuk 2-3, "The vision awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false." Your vision is coming, and it's coming soon. Let's talk about your strength. You're tougher than you realize. You've walked through storms that would have broken others. You've faced rejection, loss, and uncertainty. Yet here you are, still standing. That's not luck, that's God's power in you. The shaking that's coming isn't here to test your strength, it's here to reveal it. You're about to see just how much you're capable of when you lean on Him, and don't overlook the joy that's coming with this shaking. Yes, it might feel intense, but it's also bringing a lightness you haven't felt in a while. You'll find yourself laughing more, dreaming bigger, living freer. God isn't just changing your circumstances, He's changing your heart, filling it with a joy that can't be shaken. That joy will be your strength, your fuel, your testimony to the world. You're not just a bystander in this moment, you're an active participant in God's plan. The shaking is waking you up to your role in His story. You're not here to watch life happen, you're here to shape it. Your choices, your faith, your courage, they're all part of a divine design that's unfolding right now. Step into it with confidence, knowing you were made for this. Let's talk about the legacy you're building. Every step you take in faith is laying a foundation for those who come after you. Your children, your friends, your community. They'll benefit from the breakthroughs you're claiming today. The shaking isn't just about your present, it's about your future, and the future of those you love. You're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for generations. And don't be afraid of the speed of this change. It's coming faster than you think, but that's because God's timing is perfect. He's been preparing you for this acceleration, building your faith, strengthening your resolve. You're ready to move at His pace, to receive at His speed. Trust that you can handle what's coming, because He's already equipped you. You might feel like you're standing on unsteady ground right now. That's the shaking at work. But here's the truth. The ground isn't crumbling, it's shifting to support the weight of your destiny. God is laying a new foundation, one that can hold the abundance, purpose, and impact He's pouring into your life. Stand firm. The shaking is temporary, but the foundation is eternal. Let's talk about the people who will come into your life during this season. They're not random. God is sending divine connections, mentors, partners, friends, who will see your light and walk with you. These aren't just relationships, they're assignments, part of God's plan to amplify your purpose. Be open to them. They'll show up when you least expect it, but right when you need them. You've been through seasons where you felt alone, like no one truly understood your journey. That's changing. The shaking is drawing people to you who will get it, who will see your heart, your vision, your calling. They'll stand with you, not against you. They'll lift you up, not pull you down. Trust God to bring them at the right time, and don't settle for connections that dim your light. And let's not forget your body. The shaking isn't just spiritual, it's physical. You might notice more energy, clearer thoughts, a lightness in your step. That's God renewing you, inside and out. The stress you've carried, the weight of the past, it's lifting. You're not just getting stronger in spirit, you're becoming a vessel that reflects His glory in every way. People will notice, and they'll wonder what's changed. You're stepping into a season of overflow. Not just enough to get by, but more than enough to thrive. The Bible says in John 10:10, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." That's God's promise for you, not a life of scraping by, but a life of abundance. The shaking is making room for that overflow, clearing out anything that would block the flow of His blessings. And don't be surprised if you start to dream bigger. The shaking is expanding your vision, showing you possibilities you didn't dare consider before. What once felt impossible will start to feel within reach. That's God stretching your faith, preparing you for a life that's bigger than you ever imagined. Lean into those dreams. They're not just yours, they're His. You're not just receiving blessings, you're becoming one. Your life, your story, your faith, it's all a gift to the world. The shaking is polishing you, making you shine brighter, so others can see God's light through you. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out, to show the world what's possible when you trust in Him. Let's talk about the peace that's coming. It's not the kind that depends on perfect circumstances. It's the kind that holds you steady no matter what's happening. The shaking might feel chaotic, but it's leading you to a calm that nothing can disrupt. That peace is God's gift to His chosen, a reminder that He's in control, even when the world feels out of control. And don't forget your voice. You've got something to say, chosen one. The shaking is amplifying your words, giving them power to inspire, to heal, to lead. Whether it's through a conversation, a project, or a platform, God is giving you a voice that will carry His truth. Don't hold back. Speak what He's placed in your heart, and watch how it changes lives. You're standing at the edge of a new chapter. The shaking is turning the page, revealing a story that's bigger, bolder, and more beautiful than you ever imagined. You're not just a character in this story, you're a co-author, working with God to write a legacy that will echo through eternity. Step into it, chosen one. The best is yet to come. Let's talk about the rhythm of your life right now. You've been moving to a certain beat. Maybe it's been steady, maybe it's been chaotic, but the shaking that's coming is changing the tempo. God is setting a new pace, one that aligns with His divine timing. You'll feel it in your days, in your decisions, in the way opportunities seem to flow toward you. This isn't about rushing or slowing down. It's about moving in sync with a plan that's been written in the stars since before you were born. You've carried questions in your heart, haven't you? Questions about why certain things happened, why some dreams haven't come true yet, why you've had to wait. The shaking is bringing answers. Not all at once, but like pieces of a puzzle coming together, revealing a picture more beautiful than you could have imagined. God isn't just giving you clarity, He's giving you confidence, the kind that comes from knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be. Picture a river carving its way through a mountain. It doesn't force its path, it flows, steady and sure, reshaping the stone over time. That's what God is doing in your life. The shaking is His current, moving through you, smoothing out the rough edges, carving a path for His blessings to flow. You don't have to fight the current. Trust it. Let it carry you to places you couldn't reach on your own. You're not just stepping into a new season, you're stepping into a new version of yourself. The shaking is peeling away layers of doubt, fear, and hesitation, revealing the person God created you to be. You'll notice it in small ways at first: how you handle challenges with more grace, how you speak with more authority, how you carry a peace that doesn't waver. This isn't just change, it's transformation, and it's happening at a pace that will astonish you. Let's talk about the connections waiting for you. God is aligning people in your life who will see your worth, not just for who you are now, but for who you're becoming. These aren't just casual encounters, they're divine appointments, set up to propel you toward your purpose. You'll meet someone who sparks an idea, someone who opens a door, someone who believes in you when you're still learning to believe in yourself. Be ready to recognize them. You've been through seasons where you felt invisible, like your efforts didn't matter. That's over. The shaking is bringing you into the spotlight, not for fame, but for impact. Your gifts, your talents, your heart, they're about to be seen in a new way. People will start to notice the light you carry, and they'll be drawn to it. Don't shy away. This is your moment to shine, to show the world what God can do through a willing heart. Think about Moses at the burning bush. He didn't feel ready to lead a nation. He doubted his voice, his ability, his worth. But God saw something in him that he couldn't see in himself. The shaking in your life is your burning bush moment. God calling you to step into a role you might not feel prepared for. Trust Him. He doesn't call you to something without giving you the strength to carry it out. And don't be surprised if you feel a surge of creativity. The shaking is unlocking ideas, dreams and visions that have been dormant in you. Maybe it's a project you've been putting off, a story you've been afraid to tell, or a goal you've hesitated to pursue. God is breathing life into those sparks, turning them into flames that will light your path. Don't hold back. Let those ideas flow, because they're part of His plan. You're carrying a story that's bigger than you know. Every challenge you've faced, every victory you've won, it's all part of a narrative God is weaving through your life. The shaking is adding new chapters, ones filled with breakthroughs, healing, and purpose. You're not just living this story, you're writing it with every choice you make, every step you take in faith. Let's talk about the freedom that's coming. Not just freedom from financial stress or toxic relationships, but freedom from the weight of expectations, yours and others. The shaking is breaking those chains, giving you permission to be who God created you to be, not who the world thinks you should be. You'll feel lighter, bolder, more alive than ever before. This is the freedom of a chosen one. You've been in seasons where you felt like you had to prove yourself to earn your place. That's changing. The shaking is showing you that your worth isn't tied to what you do. It's tied to who you are in God's eyes. You don't have to strive for approval or fight for validation. You're already chosen, already loved, already enough. Let that truth sink in. It's a game changer. And don't overlook the power of your prayers. Every time you've knelt before God, every time you've whispered His name in the dark, those moments have been building something eternal. The shaking is the answer to those prayers, the evidence that He's been listening all along. Your faith hasn't been in vain, it's been a foundation, and now God is building something magnificent on it. You're about to see how connected everything island, the struggles, the victories, the quiet moments when you felt God's presence, they're all threads in a tapestry he's weaving. The shaking is pulling those threads together, revealing a design that's been there all along. You'll start to see how even the hardest moments had a purpose, how they were preparing you for what's coming. Let's talk about your resilience. You've bounced back from things that would have crushed others. That's not just strength, that's divine power. The shaking isn't testing your resilience, it's showcasing it. You're about to see just how unbreakable you are when you're rooted in God's promises. No storm, no setback, no obstacle can stop what He's set in motion. And don't be surprised if you start to feel a deeper connection to your purpose. The shaking is stirring something in your spirit, a clarity about why you're here. You'll find yourself drawn to things that align with your calling, maybe a cause, a project, or a community. Trust those pulls. They're God guiding you toward the impact you were born to make. You've been carrying a weight of responsibility, haven't you? Maybe for your family, your dreams, or even your own healing. The shaking is lifting that burden, not by removing your responsibilities, but by showing you that you don't carry them alone. God is your partner, your provider, your strength. Lean on Him and watch how much lighter the load becomes. Picture a lighthouse standing firm in a storm. Waves crash, winds howl, but it doesn't move. That's you right now. The shaking is the storm, but you're rooted in something stronger than the chaos. Your faith, your hope, your trust in God, they're your foundation, and they won't let you fall. Keep standing tall, chosen one. The world needs your light. You're about to step into a season of restoration. Things you've lost: time, opportunities, relationships. God is bringing them back in ways you can't imagine. The shaking is making room for this restoration, clearing out the old to make way for the new. What's coming isn't just a replacement, it's an upgrade, a reflection of God's promise to give you beauty for ashes. And don't forget the joy of this moment. Yes, the shaking can feel intense, but it's also exciting. You're on the cusp of something extraordinary, something that will make your heart sing. Embrace the anticipation. Let it fuel your faith. God is doing something so big, it'll take your breath away when you see it fully unfold. You've got a unique gift, chosen one, a way of seeing the world that others don't. Maybe it's the way you find hope in the darkest moments, or the way you inspire others without even trying. The shaking is amplifying that gift, making it impossible to ignore. People will start to see it, to feel it, to be changed by it. Don't hide it. Let it shine. Let's talk about the courage you're stepping into. The shaking is calling you to be bold in ways you haven't been before. Maybe it's speaking up, taking a risk, or standing firm in your truth. Whatever it looks like, know this: you're ready. God has been building that courage in you through every trial, every moment of faith. Now's the time to use it. You're not just walking through this shaking, you're dancing through it. There's a rhythm to God's plan, a flow that's carrying you forward. You don't have to fight it or fear it. Move with it. Let it guide your steps. The more you trust the rhythm, the more you'll see how perfectly it's leading you to your destiny. And don't be surprised if you start to feel a deeper sense of gratitude. The shaking is opening your eyes to the blessings you've overlooked, the small victories, the quiet moments of grace, the people who've stood by you. As you see them more clearly, your heart will fill with a thankfulness that changes how you see everything. That gratitude is a magnet for more of God's goodness. You're becoming a magnet for miracles. The shaking is aligning your life with God's power, drawing in the breakthroughs you've been praying for. Don't be shocked when things start happening that you can't explain, doors opening, needs met, dreams coming to life. That's God showing up, proving that His promises are real and His timing is perfect. Let's talk about your future. It's not a vague hope or a distant dream. It's a reality God is building right now. The shaking is laying the groundwork, setting the stage for a life that reflects His glory in every way. You're not just moving toward a better future, you're stepping into a divine destiny, one that's been written for you since the beginning of time. Let's talk about the vision God is planting in your heart. It's like a seed that's been there all along, waiting for the right moment to grow. The shaking that's coming is the rain, the sun, the perfect conditions to bring that vision to life. You'll start to see it more clearly. Ideas that spark in the quiet moments, dreams that feel too big to contain. These aren't just thoughts, they're divine blueprints, guiding you toward a purpose that's uniquely yours. You've been through seasons where you felt like you were wandering, searching for direction. That's over. The shaking is like a compass, pointing you toward true north. You'll feel a pull, a clarity that wasn't there before. Decisions that once felt heavy will start to feel natural, as if God is whispering the next step in your ear. Trust that instinct. It's His voice, guiding you through the chaos into a future that's steady and sure. Picture a sculptor chiseling away at a block of stone. Each strike looks destructive, but it's revealing something beautiful hidden inside. That's what the shaking is doing in your life, chipping away at the excess, the doubts, the fears, to uncover the masterpiece God created you to be. You're not being broken, you're being revealed, shaped into someone who reflects His glory in ways that will leave others in awe. You're about to step into a season of influence, not the kind that seeks attention, but the kind that changes lives without trying. Your words, your choices, even your silence, they'll carry a weight that shifts atmospheres. People will listen when you speak, not because you're loud, but because you carry a truth that resonates. The shaking is preparing you to lead, to inspire, to show others what's possible when you walk with God. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of urgency. The shaking is waking you up to the shortness of time, not to scare you, but to ignite you. There's work to be done, your work, your calling, your purpose. God is stirring a fire in you, a drive to move forward, to act, to build. You're not meant to sit still. You're meant to create, to shape, to leave a mark that echoes beyond your lifetime. You've carried wounds, haven't you? Scars from battles you didn't choose, from losses that cut deep. The shaking isn't ignoring those wounds, it's healing them. God is touching the places that hurt, not with a quick fix, but with a restoration that makes you stronger than before. You'll feel it in your heart, in your spirit, even in your body. A lightness where there was once pain, a strength where there was once weakness. Let's talk about the provision coming your way. It's not just about money, though God will meet those needs. It's about resources, time, energy, people, opportunities that align perfectly with your purpose. The shaking is clearing out what's been blocking that provision, making room for an overflow that will sustain you and those around you. You'll see it in unexpected ways, a check in the mail, a conversation that sparks a breakthrough, a moment of clarity that changes everything. You're not just a dreamer, you're a builder. The shaking is giving you the tools, the strength, the vision to construct something lasting. Maybe it's a business, a ministry, a family, or a legacy of faith. Whatever it is, God is equipping you to build it with excellence. You'll find yourself moving with purpose, making choices that align with His plan, creating something that stands the test of time. Think about Noah building the ark. People mocked him, called him crazy, but he kept working, trusting God's instructions, even when the rain wasn't yet falling. The shaking in your life is your ark moment, God asking you to build something others can't yet see. Keep going. The rain is coming, and your faith will be vindicated in ways that will silence every doubt. You're stepping into a season of alignment. Everything in your life, your relationships, your work, your thoughts, is being brought into harmony with God's will. The shaking is like tuning an instrument, adjusting the strings until the sound is perfect. You'll feel it when it happens, a sense of rightness, a flow that makes every step feel purposeful. This is what it means to live in sync with God's plan. And don't overlook the small victories along the way. The shaking isn't just about the big moments. It's about the quiet wins, the moments when you choose faith over fear, love over anger, hope over despair. Each one is a step toward the life God is preparing for you, a brick in the foundation of your destiny. Celebrate them. They're proof that He's working, even when you can't see the full picture. You've been carrying a weight of comparison, haven't you? Measuring yourself against others, wondering if you're enough. The shaking is breaking that cycle. God is showing you that your path is yours alone, designed specifically for you. You don't need to look like anyone else, achieve like anyone else, or live like anyone else. You're chosen, and that means your story is one of a kind. Let's talk about the courage you're finding. The shaking is stirring a boldness in you, a willingness to step out in ways you never have before. Maybe it's saying no to something that's held you back, or saying yes to something that scares you. That courage isn't coming from you, it's coming from God, filling you with the strength to move mountains. Lean into it. It's your superpower in this season. You're about to see the fruit of your faith. Every prayer, every moment of trust, every time you chose to believe, despite the odds, it's all been planting seeds. The shaking is the harvest, bringing those seeds to life in ways you can't yet imagine. You'll see results where you once saw struggle, breakthroughs where you once saw barriers. God is faithful, and He's about to prove it in your life. Picture a phoenix rising from the ashes. That's you right now. The shaking is burning away the old, the broken, the things that no longer serve you. But from those ashes, something new is emerging, a stronger, wiser, more radiant version of you. This isn't just a comeback. It's a transformation that will leave you and everyone around you in awe of God's power. You're not just walking through this shaking, you're being carried. God's hand is on you, guiding you, lifting you when you stumble. You might feel the tremors, but you're not alone in them. He's closer than your breath, stronger than your fears, faithful beyond your doubts. Trust that He's holding you, even when the ground feels unsteady. And don't be surprised if you start to feel a deeper connection to the world around you. The shaking is opening your eyes to the beauty in the ordinary, the divine in the everyday. You'll see God's hand in the sunrise, His voice in a kind word, His love in a stranger's smile. This is part of your transformation, a heart that sees Him everywhere, in everything. You're stepping into a season of authority, not the kind that demands control, but the kind that comes from knowing who you are in God. You'll walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere, not because you're trying, but because His power in you is undeniable. People will sense it, respect it, even if they don't understand it. This is what it means to be chosen to carry a presence that changes things. Let's talk about the legacy you're leaving. Every step you take in this shaking is building something that will outlast you. Your faith, your courage, your obedience, they're planting seeds for the next generation. You're not just living for today, you're shaping tomorrow. The breakthroughs you're claiming now will ripple through time, touching lives you'll never meet. And don't forget the peace that's anchoring you. The shaking might feel intense, but there's a calm at its center, a stillness that comes from knowing God is in control. You'll find yourself resting in that peace, even when the world feels chaotic. It's a gift, a reminder that you're not defined by what's happening around you, but by the God who's holding you through it. You're about to discover new strengths in yourself. The shaking is revealing gifts you didn't know you had: resilience, wisdom, compassion, creativity. You'll surprise yourself with what you're capable of, not because you're trying to be great, but because God's greatness is flowing through you. Embrace those gifts. They're tools for your purpose. And don't be afraid of the unknown. The shaking is leading you into uncharted territory, but it's not uncharted to God. He's already been where you're going, preparing the way, setting the stage. You're not stepping into darkness, you're stepping into a light so bright it'll take time to fully see. Trust the journey. It's leading you somewhere extraordinary. You've been carrying a spark of hope, even in your darkest moments. That hope is about to ignite into something unstoppable. The shaking is fanning that flame, turning it into a fire that lights up your path and draws others to you. You're not just hoping for better days, you're creating them with every step, every prayer, every act of faith. Let's talk about the joy that's bubbling up inside you. It's not tied to your circumstances, it's deeper, stronger, rooted in God's promises. The shaking is releasing that joy, letting it overflow into every part of your life. You'll find yourself smiling for no reason, laughing in the face of challenges, living with a lightness that defies logic. That's God's gift to His chosen. You're becoming a magnet for God's favor. The shaking is aligning your life with His blessings, drawing in opportunities, resources, and connections that will propel you forward. You don't have to chase them, they're coming to you, because God has marked you as His own. Stay open, stay expectant, and watch how His favor transforms your life. Let's talk about the strength in your silence. You've had moments where you didn't speak, where you held back, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. The shaking that's coming is amplifying that quiet power, turning your stillness into a force that speaks louder than words. People will notice it, the way your presence commands attention without demanding it, the way your restraint carries more weight than any outburst. This is God shaping you into a leader, not through noise, but through the calm authority of His Spirit in you. You've walked through seasons where you felt misunderstood, like your heart wasn't fully seen. That's shifting. The shaking is bringing clarity, not just to you, but to those around you. They'll start to see the depth of who you are, your faith, your resilience, your vision. God is peeling back the layers that hid your true self, revealing a chosen one whose light can't be ignored. You're not just being seen, you're being known, and it's changing how the world responds to you. Picture a sunrise breaking over a mountain. It's slow at first, just a hint of light, but then it floods the valley, unstoppable. That's what the shaking is doing in your life, starting as a whisper, then bursting into a radiance that touches everything. You're on the verge of a moment where your purpose, your gifts, your calling will shine so brightly no one can miss it. This isn't just your moment, it's God's glory breaking through you. You're stepping into a season of trust, not the kind that hopes for the best, but the kind that knows God's got you, no matter what. The shaking is teaching you to lean into His promises, to rest in His plan, even when the path looks unclear. You'll find yourself making decisions with a peace that doesn't make sense, moving forward with a confidence that comes from knowing He's already gone ahead of you. This trust is your anchor, keeping you steady through every tremor. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of freedom in your spirit. The shaking is breaking off chains you didn't even know were there, old mindsets, lingering doubts, fears that held you back. You'll feel lighter, like you're finally stepping out of a cage you didn't realize you were in. This freedom isn't just for you. It's for the people you'll inspire, the ones who'll see your life and realize they can break free too. You've been carrying a burden to fix things, haven't you? To make everything right, to carry the weight of others' expectations. The shaking is lifting that load, showing you that your job isn't to fix the world, it's to shine in it. God is taking care of the details, aligning the pieces, making a way where you couldn't. Your role is to trust, to move, to let His light flow through you. The rest, He's got it covered. Think about Daniel in the lion's den. He didn't fight the lions or beg for rescue. He stood firm, trusting God's protection, and walked out untouched. The shaking in your life is your lion's den moment, scary on the surface, but a stage for God to show His power. You're not just surviving this, you're coming out stronger with a story that will point others to His faithfulness. You're about to see the power of your choices. Every time you've chosen faith over fear, love over hate, hope over despair, you've been building something eternal. The shaking is revealing the strength of those choices, showing you how they've shaped your path. You'll start to see the fruit of your decisions, relationships that heal, opportunities that open, dreams that take shape. Your choices are your legacy, and they're creating something beautiful. And don't overlook the beauty of this moment. The shaking might feel intense, but it's also sacred. It's God's hand at work, sculpting your life into something extraordinary. You'll look back and see this as a turning point, a time when everything shifted toward His purpose. Embrace the process, even the messy parts. It's all part of the masterpiece He's creating. You're stepping into a season of overflow, not just in resources, but in love, in peace, in purpose. The shaking is making room for this abundance, clearing out anything that would block God's blessings. You'll find yourself with more than you need, not to hoard, but to share. Your life will become a river, flowing with God's goodness, touching everyone around you. This is what it means to be chosen to be a vessel for His love. Let's talk about the clarity you're gaining. The shaking is like a fog lifting, revealing the path ahead. You'll start to see connections you missed before, how your gifts align with your purpose, how your struggles prepared you for your calling. Things that felt random will start to make sense, like pieces of a mosaic coming together. This clarity isn't just for you. It's a gift to help you lead others toward their own truth. You've been through moments where you felt small, like your voice didn't matter. That's changing. The shaking is amplifying your presence, giving you a platform to speak, to create, to inspire. You don't need to chase influence, it's coming to you, because God is placing you where your light can shine brightest. Trust that your voice matters. It's part of His plan to change the world. And don't be surprised if you feel a deeper connection to your faith. The shaking is drawing you closer to God, not just in prayer, but in every moment. You'll sense His presence in the ordinary, in a quiet morning, a kind gesture, a sudden spark of inspiration. This closeness isn't fleeting. It's a foundation, a relationship that will carry you through every season. Lean into it. It's your strength. You're becoming a beacon of hope. The shaking is polishing you, making your life a testimony that others can't ignore. People will look at you and see what's possible when you trust God through the chaos. Your story will inspire them to keep going, to believe in their own calling, to hold on to faith when it's hard. You're not just living for yourself, you're living for them. Let's talk about the courage you're stepping into. It's not loud or flashy. It's the quiet resolve to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. The shaking is building that courage, showing you that you're stronger than you thought. You'll find yourself taking risks you once avoided, speaking truths you once held back, pursuing dreams you once thought were out of reach. This is God's power in you, making you unstoppable. You've been carrying a vision for something greater, a life that matters, a purpose that lasts. The shaking is bringing that vision into focus, giving you the tools to make it real. You'll start to see the steps, the people, the resources you need to bring it to life. Don't doubt the vision. It's not just a dream, it's a promise, a calling God placed in you for such a time as this. And don't forget the rest you're finding. The shaking isn't just about action, it's about peace. God is teaching you to rest in Him, to let go of the need to control everything. You'll find yourself pausing, breathing, trusting more than you ever have. This rest isn't laziness, it's faith, a surrender that opens the door to His miracles. Rest in His plan and watch how He moves. You're stepping into a season of alignment with God's timing. The shaking is syncing your life with His rhythm, where every step feels purposeful, every moment meaningful. You'll notice things happening at just the right time, meetings, opportunities, breakthroughs that seem too perfect to be chance. They're not chance, they're God, orchestrating your life with precision and love. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of gratitude. The shaking is opening your eyes to the blessings you've overlooked, the small moments, the faithful friends, the quiet victories. You'll find yourself thanking God for things you once took for granted, and that gratitude will draw even more of His goodness into your life. It's a cycle of blessing, one that grows with every thankful breath. You're becoming a vessel for God's glory. The shaking is preparing you to carry His light in ways you never imagined. Your life will become a living testimony, a proof of His faithfulness that others can't deny. You don't. You have to try to shine. It's happening naturally as God's power flows through you. Embrace it. You're a reflection of His love, His strength, His promise. Let's talk about the doors that are opening. Not the ones you've been knocking on, but the ones God is unlocking without you even asking. These doors lead to places you didn't expect: new roles, new relationships, new opportunities to grow. You'll walk through them with a confidence that comes from knowing God opened them for you. Don't hesitate. Step through and watch what He does. You've been through seasons of waiting where it felt like nothing was moving. That's over. The shaking is accelerating your journey, bringing you into a season of action. You'll find yourself moving faster, not because you're rushing, but because God is propelling you. The delays are gone, the obstacles are falling, and the path ahead is clear. This is your time to run with purpose. And don't overlook the healing that's happening. The shaking is mending parts of you that were broken: your heart, your confidence, your hope. You'll feel it in the way old wounds stop hurting, in the way you forgive what once felt unforgivable. This healing isn't just for you. It's for the people you'll love, the lives you'll touch. You're becoming whole, and that wholeness is a gift to the world. You're stepping into a season of boldness. The shaking is igniting a fire in you to speak, to act, to stand firm in your truth. You'll find yourself saying things you once held back, pursuing goals you once thought were too big. This boldness isn't reckless, it's rooted in God's strength, a courage that comes from knowing He's with you. Step out in it and watch how it changes everything. Let's talk about the fire in your spirit. It's been there through every storm, every doubt, every moment you thought you couldn't go on. The shaking that's coming isn't here to dim that fire. It's here to make it roar. You'll feel it burning brighter, fueling your steps, lighting up your path. This isn't just passion. It's God's power surging through you, turning your quiet resolve into a force that changes everything around you. You've walked through moments where you felt alone, like your dreams were too big for anyone to understand. That's shifting now. The shaking is drawing people to you, those who see your vision, who feel your fire, who want to walk alongside you. These aren't just friends or colleagues, they're part of God's plan, sent to help you carry the weight of your calling. Open your heart to them. They're here for a reason. Picture a river breaking through a dam. The water doesn't ask permission, it flows with unstoppable force, reshaping everything in its path. That's what the shaking is doing in your life, breaking through barriers, clearing out obstacles, making way for God's blessings to pour in. You don't have to fight for this flow. Just step into it, trust it, and watch how it carries you to places you never imagined. You're stepping into a season of revelation. The shaking is pulling back the curtain, showing you truths about yourself you didn't see before. You'll discover strengths you didn't know you had, gifts you didn't realize were yours. Maybe it's a talent for leading, a knack for creating, or a heart that heals others. These aren't new, they've been in you all along, waiting for this moment to shine. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of purpose. The shaking is sharpening your focus, helping you see why you're here, what you're meant to do. It's like a map unfolding, showing you the next steps in your journey. You'll find yourself drawn to choices that align with God's plan, saying no to distractions, saying yes to opportunities that feel like they were made for you. You've carried moments of doubt, wondering if you're enough, if your life matters. The shaking is silencing those lies. God is showing you that you're not just enough, you're chosen, marked for a purpose that's bigger than you can see. You'll feel it in your bones, a certainty that your life is part of something eternal, something that will outlast you and touch the world. Let's talk about the peace that's settling in. It's not the kind that comes from a perfect life. It's deeper, stronger, rooted in God's presence. The shaking is teaching you to rest in Him, to trust even when things feel unsteady. You'll find yourself breathing easier, worrying less, living with a calm that defies the chaos around you. This peace is your strength, your anchor, your gift. You're becoming a light in the darkness. The shaking is polishing you, making your faith, your hope, your love impossible to ignore. People will see it in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself. You don't have to try to shine, it's happening naturally as God's glory flows through you. Your life is becoming a beacon, drawing others to His truth. Think about Ruth in the Bible. She didn't have a plan, just a heart full of loyalty and faith. She followed God's leading, step by step, and ended up in a story that changed history. The shaking in your life is your Ruth moment, God leading you through uncertainty to a destiny you can't yet see. Trust each step. He's guiding you to something greater. You're about to see the power of your resilience. You've faced things that would have broken others, loss, rejection, pain, and yet you're still here, still believing, still moving forward. The shaking isn't testing you, it's showcasing you. You'll see how strong you are, how much you can carry, how far you can go when God is your strength. This is your moment to rise, and don't overlook the joy that's growing in you. The shaking is stirring something beautiful, a lightness, a laughter, a delight in the little things. You'll find yourself smiling at moments that used to stress you, finding beauty in places you once overlooked. This joy isn't fleeting. It's a gift from God, a reminder that His plans for you are good, even when the shaking feels intense. You're stepping into a season of overflow, not just enough to get by, but more than you need: love, resources, opportunities, peace. The shaking is making room for this abundance, clearing out anything that would block God's blessings. You'll see it in unexpected ways: a kind word that lifts your spirit, a door that opens at the right time, a provision that meets a need you didn't voice. Let's talk about the courage you're finding. It's not loud or showy. It's the quiet resolve to keep going, to say yes to God's call, even when it scares you. The shaking is building that courage, showing you that you're capable of more than you thought. You'll find yourself taking steps you once hesitated to take, speaking truths you once held back, pursuing dreams you once thought were impossible. You've been carrying a vision for something greater, a life that matters, a legacy that lasts. The shaking is bringing that vision into focus, giving you the clarity to see it, the strength to chase it. You'll start to see the steps, the people, the moments that will make it real. Don't doubt it. This vision is God's gift to you, a calling He placed in your heart for this exact time. And don't be surprised if you feel a deeper connection to your community. The shaking is drawing you closer to the people around you, not just those who share your faith, but those who need your light. You'll find yourself reaching out, listening, helping in ways that feel natural and right. This isn't just about you. It's about the lives you'll touch, the hearts you'll heal. You're becoming a vessel for God's love. The shaking is shaping you to carry His compassion, His grace, His truth in ways that change people. You'll see it in the way others respond to you. Their eyes light up, their burdens lift, their hope returns. You don't have to try to make this happen. It's happening because God is working through you, making you a channel for His goodness. Let's talk about the strength in your story. Every chapter, every victory, every struggle, every moment you chose to keep going is part of a narrative God is weaving. The shaking is adding new pages, ones filled with breakthroughs, healing, and purpose. You're not just living this story, you're telling it with every step, showing the world what's possible when you trust in Him. You've been through seasons where you felt stuck, like you were running in place. That's over. The shaking is moving you forward, breaking the chains that held you back. You'll feel it in your spirit, a sense of momentum, a knowing that you're on the right path. This isn't just progress. It's divine acceleration, God propelling you toward your destiny. And don't forget the healing in your body. The shaking isn't just spiritual, it's physical. You'll notice more energy, less stress, a lightness you haven't felt in years. God is renewing you from the inside out, making you a living testimony of His power. People will see it, wonder about it, and you'll know it's Him working miracles in every part of you. You're stepping into a season of clarity. The shaking is like a lens sharpening, bringing everything into focus. You'll see why certain doors closed, why certain dreams had to wait. You'll understand how every moment was preparing you for this one. This clarity isn't just for you, it's a gift to help you guide others, to show them the way when they're lost. Let's talk about the favor you're walking in. The shaking is aligning your life with God's blessings, drawing in opportunities you didn't earn, connections you didn't seek. You'll see it in the way people respond to you, the way doors open without you knocking. This favor isn't random, it's God's hand, marking you as His chosen, setting you apart for something extraordinary. You've been carrying a weight of worry, haven't you? Wondering how things will work out, if you're on the right path. The shaking is lifting that burden, replacing it with trust. You'll find yourself letting go of the need to control, resting in the certainty that God's got it all figured out. This isn't just relief, it's freedom, the kind that lets you live fully in the moment. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of gratitude. The shaking is opening your eyes to the blessings all around you, the people who love you, the moments that sustain you, the God who never leaves you. You'll find yourself thanking Him for things you once overlooked, and that gratitude will draw even more of His goodness into your life. It's a cycle of blessing, growing stronger with every thankful breath. You're becoming a magnet for miracles, The shaking is aligning your life with God's power, pulling in breakthroughs you didn't see coming. You'll see it in the small things, a need met just in time, a conversation that changes everything, and in the big things, doors opening, dreams coming to life. These aren't accidents, they're God, showing you that His promises are real. Let's talk about the rhythm of your faith. It's been steady, even when life felt like a storm. The shaking that's coming is syncing that rhythm with God's heartbeat, aligning your steps with His divine pulse. You'll feel it in the way you move through your days. A flow, a certainty, a sense that every moment is part of a bigger plan. This isn't just about keeping pace. It's about dancing with God's timing, letting His tempo guide you to places you've never been. You've had moments where you felt unseen, like your efforts didn't matter to the world. That's changing. The shaking is pulling back the veil, revealing your worth to those who need to see it. You'll notice people looking at you differently, not just noticing you, but valuing you, seeking your wisdom, drawn to the light you carry. This isn't about pride. It's about God positioning you to shine for His glory, to be a beacon for those still searching. Picture a tree standing firm in a storm. Its roots dig deep, holding it steady while the winds rage. That's you right now. The shaking is testing your roots, but not to uproot you, to show how strong they are. Your faith, your trust, your hope, they've grown deep through every trial, and now they're holding you firm as God reshapes your world. You're not just standing, you're thriving, rooted in His promises. You're stepping into a season of overflow, not just in resources, but in influence. The shaking is expanding your reach, giving you a voice that carries further than you thought possible. You'll find yourself speaking words that heal, leading others without trying, inspiring change just by being you. This isn't about seeking attention. It's about God using you to touch lives in ways you can't yet see. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of clarity. The shaking is like a fog lifting, showing you the path ahead with sharp detail. You'll see why certain moments happened, how they prepared you for this time. Decisions that once felt heavy will become lighter, as if God is whispering the answers before you even ask. This clarity is your guide, helping you navigate the new season with confidence. You've carried burdens for others, family, friends, even strangers. The shaking is shifting that weight, not to remove your compassion, but to show you that God is carrying it with you. You'll feel a release, a freedom to love without being drained, to give without losing yourself. This is what it means to be chosen to care deeply, but to rest in God's strength while you do. Let's talk about the courage growing in you. It's not the kind that shouts or demands attention. It's quiet, steady, unshakable. The shaking is building that courage, pushing you to take steps you once hesitated to take. You'll find yourself saying yes to opportunities that scare you, standing firm in moments that test you. This courage isn't yours alone. It's God's power, flowing through you, making you bold for His purpose. You're about to see the fruit of your perseverance. Every time you kept going, every moment you chose faith over giving up, it's all been building toward this. The shaking is bringing those efforts to life, turning your sacrifices into blessings. You'll see it in the doors that open, the relationships that heal, the dreams that start to take shape. Your faithfulness hasn't been in vain. It's been a foundation for God's plan. Think about Esther stepping into the king's court. She didn't know the outcome, but she trusted God's leading, and her courage changed a nation. The shaking in your life is your Esther moment. God calling you to step out in faith, to act in ways that will ripple far beyond you. You don't need to see the whole picture. Just take the next step and trust He's guiding you to greatness. You're stepping into a season of restoration. Things you thought were lost time, opportunities, Pieces of your heart are being returned in ways you didn't expect. The shaking is clearing space for this, moving aside what no longer serves you to make room for God's healing touch. You'll feel it in your spirit, a wholeness that replaces the brokenness you've carried for too long. And don't overlook the joy that's rising in you. The shaking is stirring, a lightness, a delight that bubbles up even in hard moments. You'll find yourself laughing at small things, finding beauty in the ordinary, feeling alive in ways you haven't in years. This joy isn't tied to your circumstances. It's God's gift, a reminder that His plans for you are good, even when the ground feels unsteady. You've been through seasons where you felt like you had to prove yourself, to earn your place. That's over. The shaking is showing you that your worth is already settled in God's eyes. You don't need to strive for approval or fight for validation. You're chosen, loved enough right now, as you are. Let that truth sink deep. It's the foundation for everything that's coming. Let's talk about the connections forming around you. The shaking is bringing people into your life who see your heart, who share your vision, who will walk with you in this new season. These aren't just chance meetings, they're divine appointments set by God to help you fulfill your purpose. Be open to them, even if they come in unexpected ways. They're part of His plan. You're becoming a vessel for God's peace. The shaking is teaching you to carry a calm that doesn't waver, even when the world feels chaotic. You'll find yourself bringing that peace to others through a kind word, a steady presence, a faith that doesn't falter. This isn't just for you. It's a gift to those around you, a light that helps them find their way. And don't be surprised if you feel a new sense of purpose. The shaking is sharpening your focus, showing you why you're here, what you're meant to do. You'll feel drawn to things that matter, causes that stir your heart, projects that light you up, people who need your strength. This purpose isn't a burden, it's a calling, a reason to wake up each day with expectation. You've carried dreams that felt too big, too far out of reach. The shaking is bringing them closer, making them real. You'll start to see the steps, the resources, the people you need to make them happen. Don't shrink those dreams down to fit your doubts. God gave them to you for a reason, and the shaking is His way of saying, it's time to build. Picture a seed breaking through the soil. It's small, fragile, but it carries the potential for something massive, a tree, a forest, a legacy. That's you right now. The shaking is the force pushing you through the soil, into the light, where you'll grow into everything God designed you to be. You're not just surviving this, you're becoming something extraordinary. You're stepping into a season of boldness. The shaking is igniting a fire in you to speak, to act, to stand firm in your truth. You'll find yourself saying things you once held back, pursuing goals you once thought were impossible. This boldness isn't reckless. It's rooted in God's strength, a courage that comes from knowing He's with you every step. And don't forget the healing in your heart. The shaking is mending places you didn't realize were still broken, old hurts, lingering fears, wounds you thought you'd moved past. You'll feel it in the way you forgive, the way you love, the way you trust again. This healing isn't just for you. It's for the people you'll touch, the relationships you'll restore. You're about to see the power of your faith. Every prayer, every moment of trust, every time you chose to believe, despite the odds, it's all been building something eternal. The shaking is revealing that foundation, showing you how strong it island. You'll see it in the breakthroughs, the answered prayers, the moments that prove God was listening all along. Let's talk about the favor you're walking in. The shaking is aligning your life with God's blessings, drawing in opportunities you didn't seek, connections you didn't expect. You'll see it in the way doors open, the way people respond, the way things fall into place. This favor isn't random, it's God's hand, marking you as His chosen, setting you apart for His purpose. You've been through moments where you felt stuck, like you were running in circles.